Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you basically what I've been up to for the last several weeks. If you guys haven't already noticed, my videos have been very sporadic and fast. I'm still putting up at least one video a week, but it's not really what I have been doing, especially in the past several months. Been putting them up every other day, every 2 or 3 days, something like that. But anyway, I kind of got myself into something and I like it a lot. So what I'm going to show you today is basically what I've been doing. And I've been gathering different materials to kind of put together vintage type or vintage themed kits. Whether you want to use these kits for journaling or scrapbooking or pocket letters or creating your own embellishments or anything like that, it's really completely up to you. But it's just, I don't know, I started playing around with it and I love it. I found a few of these different things at my local thrift store, which my local thrift store is Goodwill. Yours might be something different. But I love going to thrift stores for various reasons. You can find all kinds of goodies. Now these I thought were really, really cute. And I'm probably not going to sell these as a set because, I don't know. I think they would be cuter if I corresponded them together and did that, But I think this is a matching game. I eat the little pickles there. The vegetables. There's just so many different things. This is tomatoes. And I just think it's super, super cute to add to a children's book that you're making. If you have nieces or nephews or something like that, it would be super cute to add little things like this to cards, or flip books or albums. If you're making an album for a child just to play with, it would be really cute. I've seen a lot of people do those where they make kind of interactive albums with flashcards and different things like that. So I thought that was really cute. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and go through all of them, but yeah, I thought it was really cute. And I paid I think I paid 70 something cents for these. Like I said, I got them at my local thrift store, and that is that. So I thought that was really cute. It's called Slam Witch. A fast flipping card game for ages 6 and up. So I was completely wrong. I thought it was a matching game, but okay, whatever. This one I thought was really cool, and I think I might actually keep this one. I'm not sure, but I don't know what the game itself is, but it's really cool. And what it is you have different images of different animals, okay? Now the images themselves are really cool. So there's the porcupine. This is a beaver. There's animals that I've never even heard of before. I am not a zoologist. I don't even pretend to know all the animals in the world, but this is called a pronghorn. Yeah, so, but anyway, so a little brown bat. That was cool. Polar bear. But anyway, this is a trivia game of some sort. So there was one, I probably can't find anymore. But anyway, let's say the polar bear, for instance. So you have your questions here, and if they're true or false, they will have this little TF symbol right there. And so you just basically have the questions over here. It says number 1, I am known to have excellent hearing, eyesight, or sense of smell. So you pick which one you think is the correct answer. And then the second one is true or false. I'm the second largest land carnivore in the world, second only to the grizzly bear. And third is, can I be found in the United States? And so I think the can I be found in the United States is a yes, because there's some in Alaska. Alaska is the part of the United States. So as far as the other two, I have absolutely no clue. But I thought it was really cute. So the answer to number 1 is sense of smell. The answer to number 2 is false. I am the largest. So I thought that was pretty neat. Anyway, it's just a little trivia game. But being that Sydney is 5 now, I think it would be fun. And also I think it'd be kind of fun for the other kids as well, because I was playing around with it with my husband and we did not get all the answers right, because I mean it's trivia, it's stuff that you don't really think about, but it's there nonetheless, you know. So anyway, I initially got them to kind of like put together in like kits for embellishments and such. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep those or not. These I thought were really, really cool because there is a lot of like Bible journaling going on right now. Like it's a really, really big thing. So I got these because, well, they are directly related to the Bible. And I'm not exactly sure like what the game is. Same with the other two. I'm not really sure what the game is. It just says view a verse. And I think what it is it just kind of gives you a verse. And then it tells you the different like things inside the verse, like what the meanings could be. But I thought it was kind of cool. And there's a whole bunch of cards in here, so... And they are pretty old, so... Like, I don't know what the copyright of this game is, but... yeah, I don't have a clue. I mean, it's decently old, so... I don't know. I thought it was fun, so I figured, why not? Those are the only, like, big... Or, not big, but those are the only, like, extra pieces that I got that were not, like... books or magazines or something like that. Well, I lied. I also got patterns, which I think are really cool because the pattern paper is, it's just really cool. I mean, it sounds cool. It feels cool. I mean, the whole thing is just cool. I don't know how many times I just said cool in a row, but you know, hey. But anyway, I got several of these. I think I got like 4 of them because I actually went through my own patterns because there was a point in my life when I was just like, I'm gonna learn how to sew. So what did I do? I bought like 95,000 freaking patterns. Do I know how to sew? No. Did I learn? No. Did I use them? No. So I just have a whole bunch of patterns. So my forte is definitely paper. Anything to do with cloth and a sewing machine, the very bare minimum. I might be able to get a straight line, but that's about it. You start talking to me about stitches and I'm like, what? So, no clue. So this one was 1976. So that is that pattern. This one here is 74. Okay, and so to show you guys where I'm getting this, sometimes the patterns will have the copyright dates on them, right there. And that's how you know what the date of the pattern is. So this one's 74. This one is... I got this one mainly because it was like, there's a lot in here. But this one was 77. So there's a lot in that one. And all of these were $1. And then this one... I don't remember if I could find the price, or not the price, but the date. Oh yeah, I did. 63. This one was 63. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I'll show you what I do with those. Because this is the next thing I wanted to show you guys. This is one of the kits that I've already put together. This will just go right back in this bag. I have not posted any of this on Etsy just yet. But I will. Now, a lot of these kits here contain coffee dyed material. So not all of them. And not all of the material is coffee dyed, i.e. this pattern. And all I did was take a single piece out, and that is what you get. So it could be really big. It could be, you know, cut up a little bit or a lot of it. I'm not sure. It looks like this one is cut up a little bit, but it's still really large, as you can see. So you've got a pattern paper here. We've got some doily here. So there's that. And these are coffee dyed by me. And this one, I love this one. This one turned out so freaking awesome. I loved this one. So again, coffee dyed by me. And I've got a couple of the bags. Now some of the bags, when I coffee dyed them, I didn't realize this at the time, but if I left the bag sitting in the coffee too long, then the glue kind of came apart. But if I just like dipped it in and took it straight back out, then the glue is okay. So some of the bags are not necessarily going to be good for bags unless you reseal right there. They're still in their original shape and their original fold. So if the glue for some reason does come off, this one's not detached, if you will. So I'm not going to play with it to make it detached, but I'll show you another one where what I'm talking about. But you could just seal it back up and it would be no big deal. And these are some note pages that I have coffee dyed. This one I think turned out really cool. I liked this one a lot. So my grandmother, my husband's grandmother, she sends us notepads like all the time, and they get diabetes ones because my brother-in-law is actually a diabetic, so that's where the diabetes came from. These were actually kind of cool. This one was funny because I stole some of the paper out of my daughter's. She's got a Finding Dory notepad, and so I stole a few pages. I'm like, I want to see what that turns out like, and it actually turned out really cool. I liked it a lot. So there's that. And then this one. And the really cool thing about the coffee dyeing is you can have two identical pieces of paper and you can dye them and you can dip them both in exactly the same time. You can lay them exactly the same way on the pan when you're like cooking your paper to dry it, and you still end up with very different patterns, which I love. I think it's really cool. This one again was some notepad that my grandmother had sent us. So, and I loved that. That was just awesome. I love it when it does like the real dark circles like that. I tried to figure out how to make it do that, but I couldn't figure it out. So these are tracing paper. So it's not parchment paper, it's not wax paper, it's the tracing paper like in the tracing pads. So I added a couple of these, and again, they're really cool. I really like how it turned out. And none of these papers are ironed because, you know, some people just don't want their papers ironed. I really contemplated ironing them, but I chose not to. And again, this is a full 8.5 by 11. It's just folded in half. And just the pattern that came out on this was just phenomenal. I love this. If you ever make something, put it together, put it in the shop, and you just really don't know if you want to put it in the shop because it just turned out so freaking cool, that is what's happening with these papers. Because like I said, no two are alike. So I'm just like, ah! But that's why I did it, is to create this, this kit. So yeah. Oh, these were cool. I did a couple cards and they turned out really cool. Like, so that's actually the back of the card, and there's like a little bubble in there because there's like a wax film. Oh, you might be able to see the bubble. There it is, which I think was really cool. But there's like a wax film on there. So I don't know that I'll be doing any more of those cards other than the ones I've already done. Because, yeah, they put a very interesting odor in my house. So I was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to do this anymore. So this actually came from a book. I did not dye these pages. These pages are as is. I love all these pages. They are just so cool. And the images on there are just amazing. I love the images on here. So you'll get two of these. And this is a diary. I forget what the name of the book is called. I think it's a diary of an Edwardian woman or lady or something like that. The book actually isn't terribly old. It's a 1977 print, but the images in here are just fabulous. And this is actually the wax paper, or the parchment paper rather, that I used when I was coffee dyeing, and it had a really cool pattern on it, so I was like, I'm gonna add that in there because I like working with the parchment paper. I think it's fun. And then these are just 12 by 12 scrapbook pages that I dyed and added to the kit as well. So that's the back, and then that's the front. It was pink. It's not so pink anymore. I mean, it still kind of has a hue of pink. And then this one I thought was really cool, and I actually like a lot that it ripped, because it ripped when I was picking it up out of the coffee. So when it dried with that coffee stain in there as well. So I thought it was really cool. And then this is the back, and then this is the front. And again, these are folded primarily just for packaging purposes, because I don't really have anything to package a 12 by 12 as of yet. My husband and I are trying to figure out like the best way to do that, and he's actually been really great. He's been helping me a lot, especially with these kits. He's been helping me a lot, trying to find different sources to obtain material either to put in the kit or to dye for kits. So this is just one example of a kit, and I'm just going to show you kind of the other ones that I have. This one is just kind of like a lot of the notepad paper that I had showed you. That's what this one is. It's a lot of just smaller pieces that aren't like the big full page layout type things. So that's what this one is. This one I thought was really cool. I do want to go over this one. And then this one is, I put some of the other dyed cards in there. And then I've also got the doilies here. If you guys are interested in seeing exactly what's in these packages, then let me know and I'll do another video. I just wanted to kind of try to keep this video a little shorter because, well, if I actually showed every package, it would probably be an hour-long video. But this one I wanted to go over because this one was really cool and very fun to make, actually. So this one is an embellishment pack. And we have in here, these might look familiar because they are. These are just ephemera packs. So what I did was I opened up my ephemera packages. So I have like a little container that I have all my ephemera packs in because I actually don't have that many. And I just started flipping through them, and I was just like, all right, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good, whatever. And so I grabbed a whole bunch of them, I threw them in the coffee bucket, and then started cooking them. And it just, I don't know, it turned out really, really cool. So I've got some Tim Holtz in here, which, I mean, they were already, at least on one side, they were already pretty tinted, but now they're tinted on both sides. Here's that one. Oh, and they're not flat anymore. Because when you wet them and then dry them, you change the characteristic of the paper. So, but yeah, I thought this one was really, really fun to do. And there is really no rhyme or reason as to which ones I picked. I just grabbed a few and went with it. And yeah, like I said, I had a lot of fun with this one. But tea dyeing, coffee dyeing, all of that hoopla, it is a very long process. So it took me, the very first session that I did coffee dyeing, it took me 3 hours. 3 hours of just standing in the kitchen, just waiting. But this last time, I got a little bit more done, but it still took me about an hour and a half. This one I thought was really cool. This is actually, I think this was when we bought my husband's coffee cup. It was inside. You know how like oftentimes you'll have papers inside of cups or something, or tumblers. We had to buy my husband a new coffee cup because when he went to Hawaii, he didn't have enough room in his bag to put the coffee cup back in it to get back home. So he just left it at the hotel. I'm like, really? So anyway, we had to buy him a new one. And that's what this came from. So I actually thought it turned out really cool. And then these are pages that actually, like when I was dyeing the pages, they completely tore off. So when you're dyeing stuff like this, you have to be very, very, very careful because wet paper is very fragile. Even the thicker stuff, because this is, you know, it's scrapbook paper. It's not thin. I would not suggest coffee dyeing, at least not traditionally, coffee dyeing copy paper because it is super thin. And as soon as it touches the water, it falls apart. So, like I said, I thought all of these were really cool. And this is the embellishment kit. Excuse me. And yeah, that's it. And then this one is the bag. Okay, so this is what I was talking about before. The integrity of the fold is still there. You would just have to basically re-glue everything if you wanted to use it for a bag. If you wanted to use it just as texture in your, you know, whatever it is you're playing with, then, you know, it's already detached and you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, all you have to do is put some nice glue right there. I would suggest wet, but you could use double-sided tape, I'm sure, and just re-adhere, and you have yourself another bag. But yeah, so that's what I was talking about with that. So I'm actually going to end the video here. In my next video, I'm going to go over some of the the book pages that I have recently found and have put together into kits. I'm also going to go over I found some like music pages, which is really, really cool. That's it for this video, and thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye guys.